If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun. Let's continue to see that all goes our way. And remember, we are powered by Mono Gadgets 256. If at all you feel like you want a new phone, call them immediately. If at all you need a new laptop, call them immediately. If at all you need a used laptop or a used phone from UK, call them on +256 70 99 88 665. This is what we call Mono Gadgets. So Mono Gadgets 256 are your proud sponsors of this show, and we've been working with them for the previous 2 weeks, and now we are into another week where you people should obviously go ahead and really support them because they support us. If I told you, viewer of the Rokani Media Football, Mono Gadgets is your #1 destination. 20th of July, we are talking Nicolas Pepe revealing that he felt like crying when he left the club of Arsenal. And Joel Matip, a former defender of Liverpool, is closing it, obviously start playing for Xabi Alonso. And lastly, Cesc Fabregas has been confirmed as the new manager of Como, and a 4-year deal has been obviously signed to obviously keep him at the club of Como. So we thank God for the gift of life. The Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum, and hope you people are really having fun. And let's obviously start it off with Pedro Neto. It's not the very first time that Arsenal has been linked to Pedro Neto. David Austin in 2022 broke the story linking Pedro Neto to the side of Arsenal, and he was like, they really want to sign the player, and the interest of Arsenal in Pedro Neto has been longing. But Arsenal has a very huge reputation of really moving on. You know that very well, because when they really try to go at you and you obviously don't really get their way, there is the way they tend to obviously really go down and really go in for the next option, and that is Pedro Neto. So wait and see whether Arsenal will obviously be back for Pedro Neto and obviously sign him, because they are charged to look for the right forward is still on, and they're really doing the needful. And David Austin was the man responsible for breaking the story in 2022. That is David Austin for you. So let's obviously start it off with Fraser Fletcher, who works with with Team Talk and BBC Scotland News. He has told us that Arsenal have reportedly been in touch with the representatives of Pedro Neto, with the player making it clear he would prioritize a move to the Emirates. Arsenal are leading the race for the winger and have been informed that 59 million euros or 50 million pounds bid would seal the bid. Now, I tell you, Pedro Neto is an amazing player. I love the player to the fullest, and I believe he can add a lot to the club of Arsenal. Now, the BT is Arsenal are in talks with representatives of Pedro Neto, and I tell you, when you look at the first game that they played against, is it Georgia? That is Portugal. Pedro Neto came off the bench and was responsible for the assist that saw Conceição score a very beautiful goal, to give Portugal a lead in their first game that opened up the group. So for me, Pedro Neto is a player that can play as a left forward and a right forward, and you can as well see him as a Premier League proven player. No doubt about him coming in the Premier League. He's Premier League proven, and he has a lot to obviously offer to the club of Arsenal. So if Arsenal are in talk with the representatives of Pedro Neto, then that will be great, and the player making it clear that he wants obviously coming through and play for Arsenal is another huge white flag that is going to hit, obviously give Arsenal a very good goal, and obviously wanting to sign the player. You never know, Arsenal might be really holding their cards in their chests, and these other right attacking midfielders they're looking at might obviously be like baits for other clubs, obviously not to go in and really get in for Pedro Neto. But Arsenal and Pedro Neto, who says my voice is a little bit low? You never know. Arsenal might be. My voice is really high. My voice is really high. It's really very, very high. So Arsenal and Pedro Neto are really doing the needful. Just increase the volume of your gadget. This one is Joshua, right? Joshua, please increase the volume of your gadget. Work upon it. So, Arsenal have on several occasions come in through to obviously put in a very beautiful shift, and they've gone ahead to obviously do the needful, and nothing has gone ahead to stop them from really achieving the best that they deserve in really signing players. And this time round, we haven't gone ahead to see Arsenal being linked to very many Premier League players, because it has been Alexander Isak, Gumares, and Pedro Neto, Olise that left for Bayern Munich, Ivan Toney. Arsenal pulled out of the deal of Ivan Toney because of his character, and now this might be the Premier League player that Arsenal might be looking to sign. I tell you, he might be the player that Arsenal are really looking to sign, because if talks are really going on with the representatives, that means they are in for the player. They are in for the player. And remember, I told you that Arsenal is also planning to start talks with the representatives of Nico Williams this week, as Barcelona met them already and they are trying to agree personal terms. Arsenal was trying to obviously meet those of Nico Williams, those of Pedro Neto, those of Nico Williams this week, to get them in the know that they need Nico Williams. But at the look of things, the side of Arsenal has a lot of things to do. I tell you, they have a lot of things to do to obviously get the deal of Nico Williams done and dusted. So now Arsenal is having Nico Williams, Pedro Neto, who else? Leroy Sen. Those are really available for Arsenal, and I'm gonna really do what we call a poll into the live chat, and you guys should come in through and really tell me exactly what your thoughts are about this. Who do you think Arsenal should sign? Let me obviously. Who is your preferred right winger? All right, and Leroy Sen. 2, Pedro Neto. 3, let's go Nico Williams. Nico Williams, right? I'm gonna hate to put up a poll. I want you guys to vote and let me know who should be your preferred winger for the club of Arsenal. You know, who do you want to obviously sign in as the winger for Arsenal in there for you? So go into the live chat and vote. I'll be really looking through your posts, and your votes will obviously be right here in here onto the Rokani Media Football. So Arsenal is hugely interested in signing Pedro Neto, and they've gone ahead obviously hold contacts, and contact is one of the first steps that any deal really commences at. And that contact is really very important, because that's when you get to know that the player is willing to play for you or not. And the player has gone ahead to tell them that I'm willing to play for the club of Arsenal, and no one is really going to stop me from really coming there. If at all Arsenal meet the evaluation for the side of Wolverhampton Wanderers, and Wolverhampton Wanderers are calling in for £50 million, and I know most of you will come in through and really ask, but why should Arsenal spend that amount of money yet they can get Nico Williams for £6 million less? It's not confirmed, but Arsenal really looking in through on who to bring in. That's why I've gone ahead to go into the comment section and ask you, who do you think Arsenal should obviously be signing in as your as Arsenal's right forward? 3 names: Leroy Sen, Pedro Neto, and Nico Williams into the mix. Who should Arsenal get in as your preferred right winger into the mix? That is Arsenal for you. So the Arsenal correspondent for the Football London, known as Kaya Nak, has told us that Pedro Neto is definitely a player Arsenal have looked at. They want a young player who can play across the forward line, and Neto certainly fits the bill. There are questions internally about his injury record though, so I wouldn't be too surprised if it didn't end up happening. So this correspondent of Arsenal is like, he won't be surprised if at all this deal could end up not happening, because he knows to it that Arsenal have concerns about his injury record. You get? And that's why it would be wise for any Arsenal guy to obviously push for Williams, because Williams is like Neto. He can play on the right and the left, but the only difference is Williams is not Premier League proven and Pedro Neto is Premier League proven. And Arsenal might weigh in and ask, how many games do you want Pedro Neto to play? That is it. How many games does Arsenal want Pedro Neto to come in through and replay? Because if Pedro Neto can average 25 games a season at Arsenal, then he will do the needful, because when he comes in through, he gets playing time and obviously gets Saka some huge rest. And maybe Arsenal might obviously come in through and obviously make it happen, and they really get in the player to the levels where they deserve everything to go on done and dusted. So we are here to wait and see how that pans out. But the interest is there. It has been confirmed by these people at Arsenal of Pedro Neto, and nothing is really gonna be stopping these deals from happening. So let's go into your we are spreading news and obviously getting you news as it's being reported, and then we react to it. That is it. So if you're fed up of Arsenal rumors, then I don't know what you're doing here. I know you are here because you are really enjoying the vibe, and you all know to it that not every player that is linked to Arsenal is really going to be making it to the side of Arsenal. The fact is, it's only one player that Arsenal is going to be signing per position. For example, amongst all the right wingers we've been talking about, let it be Nico Williams, all Pedro Neto, call it Leroy Sen, Arsenal will go ahead and obviously sign one. That is it. So it is really very important to note that we react to stories that are being put out by credible journalists and credible outlets. That is it. Nassif Sentongo, Arsenal must wake up and sign players before it's too late. All right, thank you. Emma Oriokot, thank you so much. I was asking you about him 3 days ago. All right, thank you. And I think I've gone ahead to really get you the news that you want about Pedro Neto. Arsenal is interested in Pedro Neto, and talks are being held as we speak right about now. Then I'm having John Martin Elisha, good morning bro, good morning bro. Themba Temba, watching from Lusaka, Zambia. Brother, you are doing a tremendous job keeping us to date. All right, thank you. And then we are having Joshua, thanks Aradi, voice is clear now, thanks so much bro. What is happening with Carafiori? I brought you a deal yesterday. I brought you a story yesterday about Carafiori, and that's where the deal is. Carafiori to Arsenal is a deal that is really going to happen, but the format of payment is still the problem, and Arsenal are really working tooth and nail to get this deal done and dusted before they fly to America. That is next Sunday. After playing against Bournemouth on Saturday, that is the 25th, on the 20th. Oh, they are playing on the 26th, right? Then 2 days later, no, I think they are boarding to the US on the 26th, because on the 28th, Arsenal is going to be playing Manchester United in the US. So that's what is happening there. And I tell you what, a lot is yet to happen, and nothing is not yet to stop the club of Manchester United from achieving exactly what they really want to achieve. Sorry, the club of Arsenal from what they really want to achieve. So as it stands, it's really very important for you guys to know to it that Arsenal is working on these deals, and for Ricardo Carafiori, Juventus are keeping an eye. You know, they are keeping an eye, and they're like, the moment Arsenal blinks like this, we obviously sweep in and hijack the deal. That's where the deal is. Juventus is planning to obviously hijack the deal from Arsenal. That's the deal, and that's what you're really getting into the mix. So after that, we are having Josephat Chibinga, Josephat from Kabwa, Zambia, bro. Thanks for the updates. All right, thank you very much for watching through. Then Francis Midalimu, Arsenal is poorly managed. It's not poorly managed, but they're really having a course they follow to see to it that everything really goes on as to pass. Then Buayo Dominic from Mbale, Arsenal is making jokes. All right, they're not making jokes, but they're really doing the needful. And now let's obviously move on a little bit from Arsenal and go to Liverpool. As we all know to it that there is a player known as Joel Matip, who is really a free agent. And him being a free agent, he has gone ahead to attract very many teams, and he looks like he has gone ahead to make a decision to go back and play for a team where he was playing in before he came to Liverpool. That is Bayern Leverkusen, and it looks like he's being attracted to by Xabi Alonso in there for you. So that is it. Smash the like button. So thank you about, you've gone ahead to read that. He's going to Bayern Leverkusen, and it's a story coming through from Fabrizio Romano, reported by Patrick Berger. The story reads that Bayern Leverkusen advancing in talks to sign Joel Matip as new centre-back on free transfer after leaving Liverpool. Matip received several approaches, and Leverkusen are really keen. Talks underway as interest is concrete, as reported by Platigol and Berger. Obviously, it's really concrete. The interest is really concrete, and I can confirm to you they want to really sign the player. And why do they want to sign the player? First and foremost, Champions League experience. Remember, this player has huge Champions League experience, right? He's having huge Champions League experience, and he's going to have to do lots of things into the mix to see to it that everything really goes on his way. And the player is really exciting, and at his age, pace has going to have to slow down a little bit, and I think one of the best leagues to go is the Bundesliga for him to obviously go ahead and exercise what his body can really do. I think he's 31, 32 years of age. Joel Matip, I think he obviously partner very well in that central defense. Remember, Bayern Leverkusen is going to be losing one of their players known as, is it Benjamin Tah, the German international, and he's going to be heading to Bayern Munich. And I think this guy comes in through as a replacement for Benjamin Tah, right? He comes in through as a replacement for Benjamin Tah. And I think it's some good business they are doing. Benjamin Tah will leave Bayern Munich. So will leave for Bayern Munich from Bayern Leverkusen, and will be heading, and will obviously heading to the side of Bayern Munich. Bayern Leverkusen is not gonna pay any money to get in Joel Matip, but remember, they're gonna be getting money from Bayern Leverkusen. So I think that's some good business that is being done by this side. So allow me talk about that, and hope you guys will come in through and really throw more light about it. But I think they've gone ahead to get themselves a very experienced player that can come in through and really do the needful. Talking about Chido, I'm going to be doing a recording after this video talking about Chido at length. That is it. After this video, I'm going to record a video talking about Chido into the mix. Now, after Joel Matip, before I go to Nicolas Pepe, Joel Matip left Liverpool, and I think he left a very big void into that position because Liverpool are now looking in for a central defender. They wanted Gerard Braithwaite from Everton, but you know the bad blood between Everton and Liverpool. They couldn't obviously see one player cross from Everton to the side of Liverpool, right? Then they also wanted Lenny Yoro, and United went ahead to win that race. And Lenny Yoro is now a Red Devil, and is anticipated that he's going to be part of the squad of Manchester United that is going to be playing into the game of football as United plays Rangers today. So they are now looking at Mark Guehi as the replacement for the player called Joel Matip, who left the side of Liverpool because Liverpool said no to offering him a new contract. And now Liverpool is left with Virgil van Dijk, Joe Gomez, Konate, and Kwanch, and they're less by one central defender. I think one of the big positions that Liverpool are willing to spend some huge money on is the central defense, and Mark Gahey is one of those that Liverpool are eyeing to sign, and he can go for 60 million pounds into the mix. So that is it for the side of Matip and Liverpool. And now let's get into Nicolas Pepe, who left the side of Arsenal on a free, and I think it was last summer. He said, "I didn't ask anyone to pay 80 million euros for me. At this moment, people don't care where you are from. They want to deliver straight away. There are not many players scoring 25 goals a season, and I was not even a center forward. I was not going to steamroll the Premier League like this. When I stopped playing, I wondered why I was in this profession. I had too many doubts, and I thought about quitting. I wondered how they would have been so hard on me. They went so far as to call me the biggest flop in Premier League history, but I refused to mop." Obviously, I think the reason as to why this guy failed to play football, it was all about his mentality. That is it. I think the problem was with his mentality. That is it. If he had the right mentality, he would have gone ahead to fight back, because Mikel Arteta went ahead to obviously show huge love for him and showed support to him, and he really failed to really redeem his career. If there is anything I'm to blame, I'm not gonna blame the Premier League media, because very many players have gone ahead to be referred to as the flops ever. You get? Look at Kai Havertz. And for Kai Havertz, it was worse. When he came in through, I think it was only 20% of Arsenal players that wanted Kai Havertz to be playing for the club of Arsenal, that believed in him. You understand? And the fans of Arsenal were the ones that were not in support and in love with Kai Havertz. You remember that penalty he scored as his first goal for Arsenal, when they are playing, no, it was his second goal for Arsenal, when they are playing against Bournemouth to make it 4-0 for the club of Arsenal. You remember? Did the Arsenal fans celebrate? They didn't. But it took him some time, hit the ground running, and now Arsenal fans are really so much into him. So it shows you that Nicolas Pepe's mentality was really the problem, because Kai Havertz, who was not wanted, not trusted by the fans of Arsenal, fought his battle, and he turned the minds of Arsenal back into his favor. Nicolas Pepe was liked by the players of Arsenal. He was liked by the fans of Arsenal, but the media was really bashing him. And all he had to do was to come out and really put in a very huge shift and say, all right, you've gone ahead to bash me. This is what I can do as Nicolas Pepe, and I'm not going to get moved. He would have gone ahead to concentrate on his game. And the moment Arteta said that it's over in between him and Pepe, it was a confirmation that Pepe's mentality had failed the biggest test of his life, because the chance was there. I think for 2 seasons he was at Arsenal. Even that season of 2021, 2022, Pepe was there, and he was very much an unused substitute. And most of the times when they brought him on, Pepe never showed the intent of really coming in through to assure the manager that I'm really that good. So scoring 25 goals in Lille, he was okay, but coming in through at Arsenal was something different, because by the time Pepe came in through, Arsenal had not even got a plan of really playing Bukayo Saka as a right forward. Bukayo Saka was being played as a as a left back, and sometimes as a left forward, and Nicolas Pepe was the right forward. I blame him a lot, because in this game of football, you don't need to make yourself busy for nothing. Pepe used to make himself busy for no good reason. I tell you this. He used to make himself busy for no good reason, and that's why he was really not counterproductive, But on the good day, he could look like one of the best right wingers in the world, but that came in through in very small bits of his career, The big bits of his career, he was obviously throwing those balls. He never even knew what to do. And to show you that Pepe cannot even compete. Look at how the Ivorian national team is really putting him on the bench. But Pepe would have been one of the starters. And I tell you, if Amadi Diallo has a very good season at Man United, he's going to go in there and really be one of those players that can obviously sit down that guy. So, Pepe, don't lament. It's better to raise yourself up. That is it. But you went to Nice. Nice couldn't buy you back. That was also a very huge indicator that even when you went back to the French league, where you went ahead to obviously make your mark, teams there couldn't obviously come in through and really buy you. What does that mean? It means that you're really, really, really doing badly and you needed help. And who could help you? It was yourself, Pepe. So the price is nothing. The price is nothing because Jude Bellingham is even younger than Pepe. By the time Pepe came in at Arsenal in 2019, I think Pepe was like 23 years of age. You get? And he was like 23 years of age. Is it 23? And let me check how old Pepe is. Pepe, how old are you? Pepe, how old are you? Pepe is 29 years of age, you know? Meaning that 5 years back, he was 24, right? So when he came in through at Arsenal, he was 24. And him being 24 years of age as Nicola Pepe, it meant that he would have gone ahead to have better experience. But we've gone ahead to look at players like, look at Jude Bellingham. He was bought for 130 million euros. Look at what he's doing at the side of Real Madrid. He's hitting the ground running. You get? Look at Rasmus Højlund. He came in through at Manchester United at the same amount of money that Pepe came in through from Nice, from Lille to Arsenal. And he scored 16 goals in his debut season at Manchester United. So, Pepe, for me, all those are lame excuses. It was you who failed yourself. If it was not you who failed yourself, why is it that when you left Arsenal and went to Nice, Nice never kept you? Yet there was a buyback clause, though it was not mandatory. Even where you've been playing right now, I think you've gone ahead to obviously see yourself fall off, and you are not really helping yourself. So for me, the problem was Pepe, and I think Pepe needs to up his game. 29 years of age, he can really raise up if at all he changes his mentality. The problem is mentality. That is it. You need to obviously have a very huge mentality that is really thick-skinned, that no words will obviously move you. If words move you, then this game of football is not meant for you, as your job is to prove to the haters wrong. That is it. So, continue to do the needful and really lament. You won't really get the solution. The best solution for Nicola Pepe is to sit down and really do the needful and get everything done and dusted and start his new career and see to it that he really improves and he becomes a better player. Because I remember one of the goals that Arsenal had to score, Nicola Pepe sat down Luke Shaw completely. You know, he sent him back to Southampton, sat him down, you know, faked him. Shaw defended the inner side of the pitch, and Pepe went towards the byline and obviously went ahead, I think, to score a very beautiful goal. That is Pepe for you. And one of the teams that Nicola Pepe went ahead to score very many goals against was Manchester United, if at all I'm not mistaken. So for me, Pepe is one of those people that I look at and really ask myself what exactly really went wrong, because he had the talent, but I think the mentality was really wrong. And I think Mikel Arteta tried a lot, but it all ended in vain. So that is it through coming from Nicolas Pepe, and he is really one of those that is really doing what we call lamentations that I really hate a lot in life. So he says that he even felt like quitting football and was still at Arsenal because the media was all around him. Go ahead and do the needful. Keep going, you know. Words are coming at you, but your profession and your job is playing football. Why don't you play it? Because that's your job. That's what you're paid to do. Go ahead and do it. You understand? Let's go a little bit to Italy. Fabregas, the former captain of Arsenal, has signed a 4-year deal at Como as head coach, ready for Serie A. Rafael Varane will be next top signing. So, As it stands, Fabregas is really a coach for Como. He promoted them from the Serie B to Serie A, and they've gonna hit to trust them with the job. And I guess he's really gonna be one of the best managers to obviously be in the world. And we wish he really goes on to do the needful. And I believe that he's gonna really do lots of things. He's gonna be really moving on the world, and nothing is really gonna be stopping him as a player. And I tell you, he will at a certain point eye at the job of Barcelona, Chelsea, and Arsenal. And remember, Chelsea wanted him to be part of Enzo Maresca, but Fabregas said no, because he also wanted to be a head coach. And he's doing his job well in Italy, and he's building a very huge side. And remember, Cesc Fabregas is going to have to sign in very many players. Reina, Moreno, now Rafael Varane is heading that side, meaning that they are going to be having a highly experienced side. And with this league not having a huge intensity, these players will fit in like a glove, and they can do a lot of work to secure the best of the best for the side of Como. But that should obviously put Mikel Arteta into a very uncomfortable situation. Why? I tell you, if Arteta doesn't win a Champions League or Premier League in the next 2 seasons, his job is really going to be online. Arsenal will be looking in for replacement for Mikel Arteta. That is it. With the investment that Arsenal is going to have to make, finishing second and maybe playing the final of the Champions League, won't really pave a better way to Mikel Arteta. And that's why Arsenal fans are really furious at Arteta and Edu that they would have gone ahead to be doing deals that will take them to the trophy, like getting in finished articles, and they are not getting in players that really finished articles. And it's like they should be doing that to see to it that a lot really goes their way. So as it stands right now, Arteta is on pressure. This season, 2024-2025, I'm having him as one of my favorites to win the league. But if at all he fails himself, very many other people will come in through and kick in. You get? And Arteta out is going to start a trend if at all he cannot come out and really deliver them to the promised land. That is it. So a lot has to happen in between Arteta and Edu. They should do serious business. But for Edu, he's safe because he has gone ahead to obviously overlook the entire structure of football at Arsenal. He has gone ahead to bring in players that have gone ahead to obviously multiply in value. For example, Odegaard, look at Saliba, Martinelli, Declan Rice. He has gone ahead obviously multiply in value, and very many others. You get? And so doing, for him is safe. But who is unsafe? It's Mikel Arteta. And what is going to guarantee Mikel Arteta's safety at the club of Arsenal is him really getting in what we call a trophy for Arsenal. And it should be either a Premier League or a Champions League. Because even Jurgen Klopp, after winning the Champions League in 2019, his job was safe. He had spent 4 seasons at Liverpool, and he had not gone ahead to win a major trophy. So right now, Arteta is on that scale. He should come out and be to win those trophies. And the moment he wins the Premier League or the Champions League, Arsenal fans will really relax and really end their drought. Remember, it's coming to, I think it's already 2 decades since Arsenal last went ahead to lift the Premier League. They last lifted one in 2003, 2004, when they went unbeaten for a full season as a side of Arsenal. So the thirst has to be quenched by Mikel Arteta winning Arsenal a trophy, either Premier League or a Champions League. And if Arteta doesn't do the needful, I tell you what, people like Cesc Fabregas will come in through and obviously take over his job. Mohamed Boyo Dominic from Mbale, Arsenal is making jokes, right? Then Chebet Mike, talk about Chido for Arsenal. I'm going to be talking about Chido in the next recording that I'm going to be uploading in this video through on this channel. Then Selector Jeff, good morning guys. What's wrong with Arsenal not fulfilling any deal? It's all about the payment structure and the amount of money they feel they should be spending on the player. By the way, it's not bad for Arsenal to obviously negotiate, because even Man City have gone ahead to obviously negotiate if at all they feel like the deal is not worth it, they don't go for it. For example, Man City, Declan Rice was there up for grabs. You know what happened? They had a bid of only £95 million. Arsenal came in through, added £10 million, and they got Declan Rice. You get? But Man City said, we're not going to match the bid of Arsenal for Declan Rice. That's what they said, because they feel like they knew that Declan Rice is a £95 million player. He's known a £105 million player. So I cannot come out and really blame them for what they've gone ahead to do, but I think they're taking their time. Harry Maguire to Manchester United was the leader supposed to go to Man City. City saw to it that Harry Maguire was worth £60 million only. You get £60 million only. And when United said they are going 80 north, they said, all right, you go. You understand? Then the other guy was Jorginho, who is now playing at Arsenal. He was going at Chelsea. Omar Berrada, formerly at Man City, currently the CEO of Manchester United, said, let's go in for Rodri. Good finance managers into the mix. Then, good morning, guys. What's wrong with Arsenal? All right. Cash Ivan, already Arsenal will not buy any player this summer. I'm telling you, they're going to buy. They are going to buy, though they haven't gone ahead, obviously, fulfill exactly what you want in their jurisdiction. So, guys, let's end this poll and see how you people have gone ahead to vote. Who do you want to come in through at Arsenal? Who do you want to come in through at Arsenal? Nico Williams, 55%, meaning that the vast majority of you want Nico Williams to come in through and really play for Arsenal. Then Pedro Neto, 27%, Leroy Sen, 16%, meaning that the majority of you want Pedro Neto. Sorry, they want Nico Williams at the club of Arsenal. So, guys, thank you very much for watching through. We've gone ahead to obviously talk about some stories, and we call upon for your reactions into the comment section below about them. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokani David remains my name. I'm out. See you laters, my mates. It's a 5-finger salute. Bye-bye. Don't turn your dial. Just turn your notification bells on in here. I'm having one more question. Arsenal will buy Carafiori. I know that they will buy him. They'll buy him, and soon he will be unveiled, and here we go will be made by Fabrizio Romano. But let's obviously call it quits right now, and it's really gonna be something important later and later and later as we move on and bring you the best of the best as they bring you the best.